From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Thursday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app, which you can download for free in the App Store or on Google Play. A little bit of haze obstructing the view for this morning. There is some haze and some smoke, obviously, downwind of the fire that's burning on the west side. So we will track out what's going to happen to that plume of smoke coming up a little bit later in the show. For now, wind gusts still doing their thing, not as strong as yesterday, but still breezy in the Kittitas Valley. These gusts anywhere in general between 20 to 25 miles per hour for the Bluefoot Hills and for portions of the lower Columbia Basin. Wind gusts going to come back for today, but they're not going to be as strong as yesterday. This morning, not as mild / warm as yesterday morning, but still in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s for the Cascades, 50s in the Blues. Your day planner forecast for today, again, haze is going to be noticeable, especially in the valleys and in the Cascades, less so to the east of there, and cooler as opposed to yesterday will end up being about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. Bottom line for the forecast, again, cooler for today, hazy sunshine, showers and thunderstorms coming into the picture for Friday and Saturday. I'll time that out on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead, a city manager on paid leave now filing a legal claim against the city, accusing a council member of harassment, discrimination, and retaliation. We have the new allegations and who's being named coming up.
And a terrifying car rollover in Benton County leaves one woman trapped inside. Well, we know about the crash and the rescue just ahead.
Plus, strong winds and high temperatures left fire crews across the region scrambling to keep up with the flames. We're going to check in with our very own Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth. He's going to break down the fires burning right now and the latest updates on them. It's all coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It is Thursday, August 14th, and we want to start by checking back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth. There were a number of fires burning around the region yesterday. Kind of what's their status now this morning as things are starting to cool off a little bit?
Yeah, definitely the drama is very much on the downswing as the whole fire, which was the big one yesterday in terms of impact, started in West Richland around Belmont Boulevard and Soley Lane. It only got up to 10 acres and it's now 100% contained, so that is certainly some very good news. Now we take you over to Franklin County, where close to East Sagemore Road and along US 395, the Corn Fire, 10 acres, and this one is also 100% contained, so kind of mirroring what we saw in West Richland. Then finally, the Duff Fire, which we've now been tracking over the past handful of days. This one initially was reported at 300 acres. It's just we've gotten some more accurate mapping data on it, so now just 251 acres off of Duff Road, about 7 miles to the south of Adena, and it is 90% contained. So again, it looks like pretty much all these fires are in check at this point, but we do have some, well, cooler weather on the way. That's the good news, but the bad news is that it could come with a little bit of lightning, but then the good news again is that vegetation dryness is going down, so I'll track all the moving parts to that aspect of the forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now to new information on a rollover crash in Benton County.
It happened just after 10 o'clock yesterday morning on Gibbon Road near Interstate 82. Take a look at your screen. We have images from the crash. Investigators say the car rolled several times before it landed on its roof. A woman was trapped inside that SUV. Fire crews quickly arrived working to free her from the wreckage.
She was later transported to a local hospital for her injuries, but officials are still looking into what caused the crash.
Taking you to Pasco now at 6:03 with former Mayor Pete Serrano stepping down. The city's getting ready for a change at the top. We're hearing now that Pasco Mayor Pro Tem David Meline is expected to be next in line to take over, finishing out Serrano's term through December. Meline says that he was just as surprised as everyone else to hear Serrano is now the interim U.S. Attorney for Eastern Washington, but he says he is ready to make the move to from pro tem to mayor, possibly as soon as next Monday's council meeting.
I think it's probably the biggest honor of my life, with the exception of my kids, and be married. But yeah, it's just a huge honor. Never thought I would be in this position, and I'm very thankful. And again, it's something you never think that's possible, but when it happens, you just want to step up, work hard, and do whatever I can to make Pasco a better place.
So come January, Meline says that he hopes to see One of the newer members of the City Council to step into the leadership role is Mayor. As far as Toronto's district role, the council has to fulfill that seat within the next 90 days.
Now to continuing coverage, the city of Sunnyside is bracing for potentially a new legal fight involving its city manager.
And Mike Gonzalez currently under investigation still and on paid administrative leave, and he's now filed a tort claim against the city.
Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia explains what this could mean for Sunnyside.
On August 6th, city manager Mike Gonzalez filed a tort claim, a legal step often taken before a civil lawsuit, seeking compensation for alleged harm. This move follows Gonzalez being placed on a 30-day paid administrative leave, which has since been extended to 90 days.
This has been a witch hunt from the very beginning, and it's been orchestrated by that woman over there, Councilwoman Handy.
Mr. Manager, we do have a motion on the floor.
He remains on leave as the investigation continues. According to legal documents obtained by Apple Valley News Now, Gonzalez is seeking general damages, claiming he suffered harassment, retaliation, and discrimination, especially after Councilwoman Teresa Hancock was reappointed. Gonzalez claims that Hancock repeatedly questioned his professional identity, referring to him by his maternal surname, Kronmeyer, and accusing him of misrepresenting his legal name to get the job. He says he provided official documentation, including his driver's license and social security card, to prove his identity, but the accusations persisted in meetings, emails, and even court filings. Gonzalez claims these actions were aimed at discrediting him and undermining his credibility as a Latino public official. The claim also states that Hancock accused Gonzalez of misappropriating city funds, though he says there is no evidence to support this. Gonzalez further alleges that Hancock stalked him and filed over 60 public records requests targeting him and city staff, straining city resources. In total, Gonzalez's claim lists 22 people as involved or witnesses, with the possibility of more as the investigation unfolds. He says the alleged actions have caused him emotional distress, anxiety, and sleep difficulties. No specific amount of damages has been named yet, but Gonzalez is seeking compensation for what he describes as retaliation, discrimination, a hostile work environment, defamation, and invasion of privacy. Reporting in Sunnyside, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
This, of course, is an ongoing investigation, and we will continue to keep you updated on the developments right here on air and online.
And you can find that up on our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com. Moving to local living, Benton County's Mental Health Court welcomes 3 new graduates. So program workers say these 3 passed with flying colors. The Mental Health Court helps people with mental illnesses waive their criminal charges through treatment and counseling. And workers say they've had almost 190 graduates so far. They also add that this month's graduates combined for only 1 citation during their time in the program, which Judge James Bell says is about as good as it gets.
And that's what this program is designed to do, get those who wouldn't otherwise be here back out helping the community. And all 3 of these are going to be really successful members of the community. They're giving back now, so it's just a great program. It's great to see these 3. They did it about as well as you could.
Judge Bell says he hopes the graduates will consider becoming mentors for future participants of the program.
And speaking of Benton County, when it comes to raising a family in Washington, the county is leading the pack.
That's right, and that's according to a new ranking from Smart Asset. The list looked at things like housing prices, school test scores, the number of recreation and community centers, and also the cost of childcare. Benton County scored big points for relatively low childcare costs and above average access to rec centers, pushing it to #1 in the state.
Franklin County came in at number 24, matching Benton County in schools and childcare costs, but falling short on community and recreation center availability. Nationwide, the top spot went to Oconee County in Georgia.
And it's not surprising about Benton County. Great place to live.
We have great places around here. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Recycling can, of course, be great for the planet, but it can also be a little bit of a headache for those sorting through it. Well, with the use of AI, it doesn't have to be. Coming up, we're going to take a look at some new technology hitting garbage trucks right here in Washington.
But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will have your first alert weather forecast. Keep it here. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
It's the biggest sale of the year, and this Labor Day, More Furniture is pulling out all the stops. Every bedroom, every living room, every dining room, all in stock, all on sale. Unbeatable prices and free white glove delivery of your entire purchase. You've worked hard all year. Now it's your turn to relax in style. Labor Day savings like never before, only at More Furniture.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's summer event time, Sam. Great time to buy.
A Ford F-Series truck.
Take your pick. Gas, all-electric, hybrid, and diesel. With impressive towing capability for any size to-do list. Like building a house.
A 2-story brick colonial.
Or hauling that boat to the lake.
What?
That's actually on my to-do list.
Oh.
Lease a 2025 F-150 STX Super Crew 4x4 for $329 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
For the first time ever, Pasco RV and Boat Super Save is coming to the Eppo Center. Make the most of what's left of camping and boating season. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats. Travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, pontoon boats, parts, accessories, and more. Every category, every price point, all on sale. 0 down and no payments for 90 days. On approved credit, one location. Massive savings at the Eppo Center in Pasco. Learn more at BrettsRV.com.
Don't miss the biggest party of the summer at the Hayden Home Summer Concert Series on the ICCU stage, featuring performances by country music star Jake Owen, rock powerhouse Daughtry, Grammy-winning icon Winona, global phenomenon Smash Mouth and Sir Mix-a-Lot, and the electrifying Banda Carnaval. More of the outdoor entertainment you love. That's why it's the best week of summer. Get your tickets at www.bentonfranklinfair.com.
A drunk driver just blew a stop sign and we collided. My vehicle was total. What about the vehicle? How am I gonna get to work? How am I gonna continue taking care of my family? I contacted Tamaki Law and I told them about what had happened. Tamaki made it very simple, very easy. It was a stress relief for me. If you happen to be in an accident, call Tamaki Law.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a sunny day, but there's going to be some hazy sunshine up in the sky as we have there's a fire that's burning on the west side, and that smoke plume is traveling towards the east. So we are seeing some moderate reductions in air quality for this morning. Keep a close eye on it if that happens to slip down for unhealthy for sensitive groups. Otherwise, today is going to be cooler as opposed to yesterday. We'll be in the 80s and 90s for lower elevations, about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. Vegetation dryness mostly going down to elevated, so not critical or significant like what we were seeing for yesterday for the most part. Then, in terms of the winds, it's still going to be windy for today, but not as strong as they were for yesterday. Gusts anywhere between 20 to 40 miles per hour. So the fire potential, it's not going to be zero, but it's not going to be as high as it was for yesterday. Then for tonight, start to see shower chances increasing, especially for the Cascades and the valleys. Showers looking likely in the Cascades, a little bit less likely to the east of there. And we can maybe squeeze a shower or two out of this in the lower Columbia Basin. To the east of there, we're going to keep it dry. And overnight low is going to be down into the 50s and 60s for the valleys, for the basin, and for the foothills. Then for tomorrow, high temperatures just about the same as they will be for today, with 70s and 80s for lower elevations. The wind gusts not going to be as strong. It will be a little bit breezy across the map, but definitely not, again, in comparison to today, the wind gusts not going to be as strong. Then in terms of precip chances for tomorrow, looks like most of it's going to stay confined to the Cascades, to the valleys in the US 97 corridor. But then for Friday night, that's when things become a lot more widespread, and so we'll time that up. We'll try to time it out with Futurecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 6:13, and taking a look at news statewide, we're talking recycling, and sometimes it's hard to know exactly what can and can't be recycled.
That's why Tacoma is stepping in with a high-tech solution. A nearly $2 million federal grant is funding smart cameras for recycling trucks, which are designed to spot mistakes and also give residents feedback in real time.
So this morning, Connor Board shows us how the program works and what it means for the community.
There's a lot of confusion out there in the world about what's accepted in recycling and what's not.
Sometimes it's hard to know what can be recycled. The city of Tacoma is rolling out new technology to try to help, funded by nearly $2 million from a federal EPA grant.
That's going to allow us to equip 7 of our recycling collection vehicles for our residential program with smart cameras and also provide real-time feedback to residents on how they're recycling.
The smart cameras are already on one recycling truck as of last week.
This project in particular, right now we're just focusing on plastic bags and bagged recyclables. That's one of the biggest contaminants that we see in the recycling.
So when the recycling truck comes to your house, it will pick up your container and will take an image of the serial number on the side. Then it will lift the container up and dump out the contents and take an image of what's inside.
So it can see in real time what materials are actually being dumped into the truck.
If there's a contaminant, the homeowner will get an educational postcard in 3 to 5 days with a picture showing the error.
This is what the image looks like that they'll receive. So it's just highlighting what the contamination is.
The cameras are trained to not capture distinguishing features.
License plate, faces, brands, those kind of things. It's blurred when it comes to us.
The city can track where mistakes are happening.
What you're looking at is instances of contaminations from between August 4th, when we launched this program, and yesterday.
In just one day last week, the camera-equipped truck went to 600 households and detected 90 recycling errors.
We're constantly trying to educate residents on how to be better recyclers, because that reduces our overall contamination with our processor, so the garbage going into the recycling, which if we can reduce that, we can help to reduce our overall cost to recycle in Tacoma.
In Tacoma, Connor Board, King 5 News.
Good tips. I know. All right, 6:16. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest as we give you a live look outside from our Apple Valley studios here in Kennewick. You can see that haze in the distance there. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth is going to break down your first alert forecast, what we can expect as we make our way through this Thursday. We're back after the break at 6:16.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
Before, our service would be in and out. We wanted to switch to T-Mobile to make sure that we have better coverage.
T-Mobile is now the best network, and with the most satellites, we're connecting hundreds of thousands in places where cell towers can't reach with T-Satellite.
I signed up for T-Satellite to give me peace of mind as a mom that makes life better knowing that it's there when we need it.
Upgrade to the best network. Right now, T-Mobile will pay off 4 phones up to $3,200. Plus, hook you up with 4 new phones on us. Switch today.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder. So you can get the car you want, at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue or Pathfinder.
A new head coach and a new attitude, but it's still the most exciting game in the Pacific Northwest. Oh my! Seattle Kraken hockey returns this fall to Apple Valley News Now, your exclusive television home of the Kraken.
Next live, Anthony Anderson, Sophia Carson, Linda Cardellini, and A Great Big World performs.
That is such a great song.
Where were you when we needed great music to listen to?
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Again, for today, we're going to be dry. We'll have hazy sunshine out there. It's going to be cooler as opposed to yesterday. We'll pick up the action for tonight. After midnight, rain looking likely in the Cascades, a little bit less likely in the valleys, and a lot less likely for the lower Columbia Basin. We'll keep it dry for the foothills and for the Blues. Then for tomorrow, that's actually going to regress. So rain still likely in the Cascades, even less likely for the valleys in the US 97 corridor. To the east of there, we'll keep it dry. But for Friday night, everything's going to change as shower and thunderstorm chances become much more widespread across the map. The best energy for thunderstorms is going to be in Umatilla and Morrow counties, and also in the Cascades in the upper Yakima Basin. Since we do have a little bit of lightning in the forecast for tomorrow, vegetation dryness just elevated to limited, so I'm personally not too concerned about the lightning fire potential. Then for Saturday, this is going to be the most active stretch of this ordeal. Looks like thunderstorms going to be likely in the foothills and in the Blues, and once again in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin. In between there, probably just a mild rain, and vegetation dryness trending in an even better direction, anywhere between limited to medium. And then for Sunday, at this point, much drier. Could have some lingering shower and thunderstorm chances for the foothills and the Blues, but the rest of us looking pretty dry. And once again, vegetation dryness just limited to medium. So the lightning fire potential throughout this stretch of active weather, I'm not too concerned about it. And hey, getting some beneficial rainfall over the next handful of days, upwards of an inch, if not more, for the Cascades. It's going to be a struggle to the east of there to pick up more than 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. The trend will continue to be drier for Monday and beyond. And in terms of the high temperature trend, we'll keep it seasonal, if not a little bit cooler than normal for the middle of August. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Hazy sunshine today, more clouds tomorrow, then rain likely for Saturday. In Yakima, small shower chances Friday, rain likely Saturday, then maybe another small thunderstorm chance Monday. In Ellensburg, gloomy tomorrow, rain chances pick up Saturday, then a little storm chance to start next week. In Hermiston, mid to upper 80s and pleasant over the next couple days, then rain likely on Saturday, trending drier after that. Finally, for Walla Walla, thunderstorms likely Saturday. A few thunderstorms could linger into Sunday and Monday as well.
We need the showers. Those kind of showers, not this kind of shower. I smell fine, hopefully.
I don't know. I could probably wash my hair. You know how I am.
I had my hair washed yesterday, so we're good.
See?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Alternate.
Yeah.
Girls don't wash their hair every day.
That's what I've heard.
We're not supposed to. It's good for your hair.
Yeah. You should
Makes
try
it last longer and thicker.
What do you think would happen?
It's a grease factory up here, so this needs a wash every single day.
Now that you guys know we're disgusting, let's see what's coming up next. Coming up in your entertainment news, respect his authority. Cartman and the South Park Gang are breaking records across the board with their newest season. We'll talk the numbers that's bringing the show back to the top. It's all after the break.
I didn't even know it was still on.
I didn't either.
Season 27.
Oh my.
Whoa.
Since 1996, out of 9,900 inquiries, we took 7,000 cases. We give free consultations and free second opinions. Call us if you've been injured in an accident.
Call Allen Brecky Law Offices at 735-0546.
Do you keep up with the trends or set your own?
Is the color dense enough?
Add more pigment. Launch on social.
We've got to take this global.
All right, so where do we go from here?
You've got to test it, perfect it, expand it. Never rest until it's right.
Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
My husband and I had planned our dream home, and it was years in the making. I didn't want to just show up at any big box store. We wanted to sit down, and I want you to spend time with us. Like, this is a big investment. Our family spends so much time in our kitchen, and now that we're moved in, we are so pleased with our experience with Fred's, with the product line, and how it really aesthetically added value to our kitchen. Fred's Appliance over-delivered.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
There's still time to save with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Find it online or pick one up in store today. Savory Prime Duck Jerky for dogs is $6 off. Storeware's 5-tier resin shelf is just $34.99. Campbell's Chunky Soups are $2.99. Plus save on school supplies. Oxford 1-subject notebooks are just 33 cents. And find Crayola 24-count crayons for 47 cents. Save through August 18th at Bi-Mart since 1955.
Since 1996, out of 9,900 inquiries, we took 7,000 cases. We give free consultations and free second opinions. Call us if you've been injured in an accident.
Call Allen Brecky Law Offices at 735-0546.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, President Donald Trump visited the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. yesterday, and he unveiled the next recipients of its Hallmark honors.
Yeah, the president said that he was 98% involved in picking the Kennedy Center's next slate of honorees. The president announced the awards would be given to country singer and songwriter George Strait, actors Michael Crawford and Sylvester Stallone, singer Gloria Gaynor, and the rock band Kiss.
Trump also announced he would personally host the institution's award show in December.
And in more entertainment news, South Park is setting new records nearly 3 decades after its debut. Comedy Central says last week's episode was the show's highest rated since 2018.
It scored the biggest audience shares in series history, according to Nielsen, the most widely used data to track ratings. Almost 16% of all cable viewers were watching at that time.
Across cable and streaming, the episode reached 6.2 million viewers in its first 3 days. The season premiere pulled in 5.9 million viewers.
And we were talking about how we still didn't know that it was on.
I didn't even, I had no clue that it was still on there.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's like Simpsons and SpongeBob territory at this point. Shows that it's never going to end.
Never end. All right. Well, still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in our 6:30 half hour, Forever Chemicals found at Vista Field. Now the port is bringing in some heavy equipment for some new rounds of testing, why officials are hoping that this next round will clear the air.
And local schools are cashing in literally. Giza Credit Union's Affinity Card program is giving back, and participating schools just received their annual checks. Find out how one Tri-City school plans to put thousands of dollars to work for students. It's all coming up in your 6:30 half hour.
Hi, I'm Christine Connolly, local realtor with As You Wish Real Estate Team. I offer negotiable commission, 100% free staging, and top-notch marketing. I'm a proud sponsor of Operation Best Friend. Remember, you only get one chance to make a first impression. As you wish.
Vance Heating and Air has been keeping Yakima homes cool since 1986. If your air conditioner needs service this summer, we'll take $86 off the cost of any AC repair. Our skilled technicians service all makes and models, and we guarantee you'll be happy when our work is complete. If your old AC is a throwback, save now on a new energy-efficient Daikin Fit system. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
Get ready to party with Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos. We're turning 6, and the celebration is happening on August 20th from 11 to 3 p.m. Swing by for a day packed with amazing live piano music, lively mini performances, and a whole lot of fun. We've got giveaways, awesome anniversary discounts, and outdoor games, perfect for the whole family. Bring your love of music for a joyful community celebration you won't want to miss. Let's make some noise and celebrate Dickerson's Tri-City Piano's 6 fantastic years of pianos and music together.
The best bulls in the world have come to town. For bulls and their riders, those 8 seconds go by in a heartbeat. 8 seconds to become a champion or nothing. It's bowl time, Kennewick. PBR bucks into Toyota Center September 5th and 6th. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets or Ticketmaster.
Experience the thrill at the 21st Annual Cruisin' Kittitas Car Show, Saturday, August 16th. Get ready for adrenaline-pumping burnouts, local vendors, and a motorcycle performance, all in the heart of downtown Kittitas. Get all the details at kittitascountychamber.com.
Lifetime Dental is committed to providing the best dental care in the Tri-Cities by treating patients like family, as well as providing a healthy work-life balance for the team. Hear what their doctors have to say.
I think developing that relationship with a patient is where you get the trust. And then with the trust is when you can really kind of build on these treatment plans and provide the best care for them so that the outcome is most predictable and that they're the most satisfied. I think my passion kind of more stems from the problem-solving aspect of dentistry. So I really like getting complex patients that need a lot of different needs and kind of figuring out a plan that incorporates like good dentistry to kind of solve their problems. I think I just get that emotional recharge from just kind of spending quality time with family. So my 2 girls and then my wife. So we try and get out of the house and get up in the mountains or go to the beach and just kind of do quality things together. And that's kind of where I get my most recharge from, for sure.
Lifetime Dental Care, located at Queensgate, voted best dentist in the Tri-Cities 9 times.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacey Lee Weather, Apple Valley News Now, on your side. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Wah, wah.
Sad. I'm pretty sad about it.
If you do, that's a you. It's got to be...
You lost.
Yeah, there we go. Turned it around on me real quick. I did lose yesterday. Went with a forecast high of 98 and it verified at 102.
We're a team, so we all lost.
Yeah. So I missed it by a degree, which means that Matt Castle, congratulations to you. You win the $175. And so we'll be getting in contact with you very shortly. So for today, going with the much cooler forecast high of 89 in Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 86 to 92, jackpot's going to hit $25. If that doesn't happen, well, no one wins anything because the jackpot's at 0. But find out how to win future jackpots by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page. You can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, now what's on your screen is a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. Seeing some haze up in the sky this morning because of a fire that is burning on the west side. So that plume is just kind of draped across the area right now. Not seeing any significant reductions to air quality, but it is moderate in some locations. Wind gusts picking back up. They will be strong once again for today, but not as strong as yesterday, but breezy this morning in the Kittitas Valley, the lower Columbia Basin, and portions of the Blue Foothills. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations. 40s in the Cascades and 50s in the Blues. Your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities, mostly sunny skies. I think, well, if I had to redo this, maybe I would add some more hazy icons to the morning, but looks like we could get that next surge of haze as we head into the afternoon. So for today, hazy sunshine, cooler in comparison to yesterday, about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. And I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. We begin this half hour of news in Kennewick, where the port is taking a closer look at a possible contamination at Vista Field after forever chemicals were found there earlier this summer.
Apple Valley News Now's William Albert has more on what residents can expect.
PFAS, or forever chemicals, are man-made compounds that were detected in the soil at Vista Field earlier this summer, putting some of the site's building projects on hold due to safety concerns. Next week, the port will spend 3 days at the site using heavy drills and a backhoe to collect new soil samples from multiple areas. Those samples will be sent to a lab to measure contamination level. Port officials say this new round of testing will follow proper protocols, something they said the original sampling done by a private group did not.
There's a question whether the first round of testing followed the protocols, plus the levels were so low. So we're kind of, you know, if you keep your fingers crossed, when we come out and do the further testing, we might find things are clean. But if we don't, then we go to the next step.
According to Port of Kennewick officials, dealing with forever chemicals, or PFAS, has been a bit of a learning curve, as what constitutes PFAS or forever chemicals has continued to change.
About a year ago, came up with standards for drinking water. And they're just coming up with standards for soil, and it's so new that the standards are actually in flux. So we don't really know precisely what the cleanup standards are. So it's still a very evolving science as far as the regulators go. And that does present a little bit of confusion on our part, because you're out saying, okay, we're going to test it. And then when we find the samples, you know, what do we compare them to?
Arnzen says the PFAS wasn't even on the port's radar. Typically, environmental testing starts with a Phase 1 review, looking through historical records and past uses of a property.
In 2014, they said we need to dig near the fuel tanks because that is a possibility for leaked fuel. They found some, and it was all cleaned up. But then what you do is then for PFAS, for example, you would say, was there ever firefighting foam used out here?
While Arnzen says it's unlikely PFAS would reach the groundwater, which is more than 140 feet deep, his current priority is keeping property owners at Vista Field informed.
We have met with all of the property owners, and we've done Zoom meetings so they could meet our attorney, they could meet the environmental firm, talk to the principals of the environmental firm. So we walked them through a PowerPoint scenario of where we're at, what PFAS is. We fielded all their questions, and we've had very good results. It was a very cordial series of meetings we had.
For now, it's unclear what the next steps will be until testing results are back. In Kennewick, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And he says that the port will continue working with the environmental agencies to ensure safety before any projects start back up.
In education news now, GISA Credit Union's Affinity Card program gives back to local schools and organizations each time a special debit card is swiped. And schools and districts that take part just got their annual checks. The TriTech Skills Center is just one of the schools taking part in the program. Director Paul Randall says it's their second year of the program, and this year they've gotten more than $3,000, which he says will go towards student leadership opportunities, competitions, and also student travel.
A great example of student leadership that this GISA Affinity Card supports is our Skills USA program. And so this year we sent a diesel technology student back to Atlanta for a national competition. And so it helps support that student traveling to Atlanta.
Other districts say they plan to use the funds for activities, travel, and sports equipment.
Making a difference this morning, Congressman Dan Newhouse says a brand new veterans outpatient clinic is set to be built right here in the Tri-Cities.
He says the project will receive $48 million from the Honoring Our Pact Act to build the clinic, and the Columbia Basin Veterans Center is currently one of the only veteran resources in the Tri-Cities.
Now, the nonprofit says that the area is home to around 20,000 veterans, and it believes the new clinic can help them easily access the care they need.
A location and groundbreaking date is still being decided for this new clinic.
That's great. Taking care of our veterans is so important. All right, still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Gen Z may be quick online, but scammers are quicker. The warning signs every young adult should know before they head off to campus. That's coming up in your Consumer Alerts.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
US Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
Hold on tight. Walla Walla Fair and Frontier Days is back August 27th through the 31st. And the rodeo is coming in hotter than ever. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Get ready for the heart-pounding action, fearless cowboys and cowgirls, and edge-of-your-seat excitement as the biggest rodeo round takes over the fairgrounds. Food, fun, and thrills. Walla Walla's biggest tradition is coming in hotter than ever. Get your tickets now at wallawallafairgrounds.com.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Every day begins with a welcome and a promise to walk with each patient on their path to recovery. From medical care to counseling, group healing to quiet reflection, our team is here every step of the way. Recovery includes movement, connection, and care. Because recovery isn't just possible, it's happening here every single day.
Car insurance for seniors can be very expensive.
But don't assume that just because you're over 65 that you've got to pay outrageously high rates.
Are you paying too much for your auto insurance? If so, you're just throwing your money away.
Well, now is the time to check on your auto insurance rates.
You may be able to save a lot of money.
So call the number on your screen right now and find out how much you can save.
1-800-825-0861.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
Nope. And you get the latest phones.
High five.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90. And we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Wendy Redman is a leader in broadcast news. She breaks big stories, produces special reports that make a difference, and brings the news home each evening.
It's sometimes dramatic, but always informative.
Wendy Redman, Austin Reed, Stacey Lee, Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
The Harlem Globetrotters are playing against the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. What would you do if you saw a date nap on your husband's phone?
Ignore it.
Who said ignore it? All the women in here with it.
Nominated Celebrity Family Feud tonight on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now, you're taking a live look at Richland. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. It is sunny out there, but some of the sunshine being filtered by some haze. But thankfully, we're not seeing any air quality that is unhealthy for sensitive groups. It's just at moderate for right now. All right, here's your CoatCast for today for the Tri-Cities. All t-shirt weather all throughout the day, even though we're going to be cooler as opposed to yesterday. We'll be about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. That means mid-60s for Snoqualmie Pass, low 80s for Ellensburg, and it will be gusty once again today in Kittitas County, but not as windy as it was for yesterday. Some of these gusts between 20 to 40 miles per hour. Then in the Yakima Valley, these highs going to be in the mid to upper 80s. These breezes out of the west and northwest, gusts between 15 to 20 miles per hour. We'll have some gusts out of the southwest, some gusts out of the due west for the lower Columbia Basin. These highs are going to be around 90 degrees. Then for the Blue Foothills, low to mid 80s for the Morrow County foothills, mid to upper 80s for the foothills of Umatilla and Walla Walla counties, and then 70s and 80s for the highest terrain of the Blue Mountains. Also a little bit gusty here, especially windy in the Morrow County foothills. Some of those gusts up around 35 miles per hour. For tonight, rainfall chances going to go up, especially after midnight. Those are going to kind of teeter-totter for Friday, but then becomes much more widespread as we head into Friday night and Saturday. I'll show you some of those chances coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Josh. 6:42 now to a consumer alert. Gen Z uses their digital savvy for just about everything, but the ease of online transactions could leave them open to some scams.
Karen Kafa has more on how scammers are targeting young consumers and college students.
Gen Z has digital savvy, but may lack the experienced eye that can spot a scam.
Gen Z, their digital fluency is their superpower, and it's also their blind spot.
In 2024, the Federal Trade Commission says younger people ages 20 to 29 reported losing money to fraud and scams more often than older people ages 70 to 79.
That's why it's so important to let them know, hey, there's going to be emails that come to your inbox that might not be from who they say they are. That deal online for books might not be a real website.
With members of Gen Z headed to college campuses and responsible for more financial decisions on their own, Margarita Alvarez of Wells Fargo advises young consumers to verify who they trust, especially online.
Make sure that they're being very mindful of the interactions that they're making with any type of merchants, ensuring that they're viable, trusted institutions.
The Better Business Bureau's Melanie McGovern says text phishing and imposter scams that claim to be from a student financial aid office or offer a scholarship or promise a part-time job are popular among fraudsters and can swipe personal and financial data.
If it's something that's unfamiliar to you, you didn't sign up for it, the best thing to do is just delete it, get it off your phone so there's no temptation to go back and click on a link.
Also popular, rental scams. Asking for a credit card or a money transfer in order to see the apartment in person for the first time can be a red flag. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
And a little skepticism online could save you a lot of money and headaches down the road.
Yeah, that's why experts say if a deal or a message seems suspicious, trust your gut, double check it before clicking or paying.
All great tips. All right, keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh will be back with your full First Alert weather forecast. That is right after the break.
There's still time to save with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Find it online or pick one up in store today. Savory Prime Duck Jerky for dogs is $6 off. Storeware's 5-tier resin shelf is just $34.99. Campbell's Chunky Soups are $2.99. Plus save on school supplies. Oxford one-subject notebooks are just 33 cents. And find Crayola 24-count crayons for 47 cents. Save through August 18th at Bi-Mart since 1955.
I'm a real wild one.
Some days are the fun days. The days you get to go wild. Which makes the Ford Ranger perfect for you. Made to haul. Made for the trail. And made for any wild idea you've got. Get a wild deal on a Ranger today. Lease a 2025 Ford Ranger Super Crew 4x4 for $299 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
For the first time ever, Pasco RV and Boat Super Save is coming to the Hippo Center. Make the most of what's left of camping and boating season. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats. Travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, pontoon boats, parts, accessories, and more. Every category, every price point, all on sale. 0 down and no payments for 90 days. On approved credit, one location. Massive savings at the Hippo Center in Pasco. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
Today, too many of us walk away from our primary care appointments feeling rushed and unheard.
We were frustrated too, so we decided to change the quality of healthcare here in the Tri-Cities.
At Primary Care at the PC, we take the time to truly listen. With 1-hour-long appointments, we care about the whole you. You don't have to be a member to be our patient, but once you're here, you might want to be.
Now welcoming new patients. Book your appointments online or call us at 509-783-5465. Primary Care at the PC. Play hard, live well.
Why is the Benton Franklin Fair and Rodeo the best week of summer? Because you get more of what you love about summer. More fun in the sun with thrilling carnival rides and games. More flavors to savor with your favorite tasty fair treats. And you even get more colorful sunsets as attractions help light up the cotton candy skies. So don't miss out on your best week of summer. August 19th through 23rd at the Benton Franklin Fair and Rodeo.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. For tonight, well, first let me talk about today. It is going to be cooler compared to yesterday. We'll still have winds, and there's going to be some hazy sunshine. All right, now let's talk about the real action that starts tonight, mainly after midnight. Rain going to be likely in the Cascades. Decent rain chances in the valleys in the US 97 corridor, and perhaps a shower or two for the lower Columbia Basin. Then for Friday, some of that's going to regress, although rain still likely in the Cascades, a little bit less likely for the valleys in the US 97 corridor. To the east of there, we'll keep it dry. But Friday night is when we have the breakthrough. Everything becomes a lot more widespread. Still, the best chances for rainfall and thunderstorms going to be up in the Cascades. Also, some energy for some thunderstorms down in Morrow and Umatilla counties. In terms of vegetation dryness, not nearly as dry as it was for yesterday, just spanning anywhere from limited to elevated. So the lightning fire potential, it's not going to be zero, but I'm not personally too concerned about it. Then for Saturday, thunderstorm chances becoming a little bit better now. They'll be likely in the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains, and still in the Cascades and the Upper Yakima Basin, at least. In between that, in between those points, probably just a mild rainfall, and vegetation dryness trending in an even better direction, anywhere between limited to medium. So again, the lightning fire potential isn't going to be all that concerning. And then for Sunday, mostly dry at this point, maybe a few leftover shower and thunderstorm chances for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. And again, in terms of the lightning fire potential, it's just not really going to be there. It's not going to be zero, but not too concerned about it, as vegetation dryness will continue to span anywhere between limited to medium. Hey, we could pick up some very beneficial rainfall from this ordeal, upwards of maybe over an inch of rainfall for the Cascades, anywhere between 0.1 to 0.2 inches for the valleys. To the east of there, it's going to be a struggle to pick up a tenth of an inch of rainfall. That drying trend will continue into Monday and beyond. And in terms of the trend for high temperatures, seasonal, if not a little bit below average for the middle of August. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Hazy sunshine today, more clouds tomorrow, then rain likely for Saturday. In Yakima, small shower chances Friday, rain likely Saturday, then maybe another small thunderstorm chance Monday. In Ellensburg, gloomy tomorrow, rain chances pick up Saturday, then a little storm chance to start next week. In Hermiston, mid to upper 80s and pleasant over the next couple of days, then rain likely on Saturday, trending drier after that. Finally, for Walla Walla, thunderstorms likely Saturday. A few thunderstorms could linger into Sunday and Monday as well. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, shark bite survivor.
I have to say that I'm traumatized.
The pregnant wife of former NBA player Danilo Gallinari telling her story for the first time since she was bitten by a shark. Eleonora Boy, a sports journalist from Italy, was swimming in waist-deep water with Gallinari and their 2 young children when all of a sudden,
I felt a strong pain and my thigh was burning, but my idea was maybe it's a huge jellyfish, but in the reality, it wasn't the jellyfish.
As soon as Eleonora started screaming, I had my son with me. I ran towards my wife and my daughter.
Her thigh bitten.
How difficult is this for you to talk about? You said that you're still traumatized.
It's not easy because when I remember, I'm still scared.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of her harrowing story. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami.
Honey, your mouth and eyes are moving again.
Really?
Yeah. Let's go talk to your doctor. We learned the uncontrollable movements are called tardive dyskinesia, or TD, and were caused by Derek's mental health medications. Derek was prescribed Austedo XR, a once-daily extended-release pill for adults. Austedo XR can significantly reduce TD movements, with some seeing a response as early as 2 weeks. And he can stay on his mental health medications.
Austedo XR can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Pay close attention to and call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden changes in mood, or have suicidal thoughts. Don't take if you have liver problems, are taking Reserpine, tetrabenazine, or valbenazine. Austedo XR may cause irregular or fast heartbeat or abnormal movements. Seek help for fever, stiff muscles, problems thinking or sweating. Common side effects include inflammation of the nose and throat, insomnia, and sleepiness.
If you see TD, ask about Austedo XR.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 6:52. It's time for your morning sprint. We want to start off in your national headlines. A judge in Illinois has denied Texas's plan in enforcing arresting the absent Texas House Democrats. Now to recap, some Democrats flew to Chicago to try and stop the state plan to redraw congressional districts. That redrawing could give Republicans a 5-seat advantage in the U.S. House, and the judge said his court did not have the jurisdiction to do what Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton sought to do. Texas Governor Greg Abbott is saying he plans to call a new special session tomorrow.
In your sports headlines this morning at 6:53, billionaire financier Tom Dundon and a group of investors have reached an agreement to buy the Portland Trail Blazers. It's said to be valued at more than $4 billion. Trailblazers franchise is among the properties of late Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen's estate. His sister has run the team since his death in 2018. And now look at the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning. We began in Benton County, where deputies responded to a single vehicle rollover crash just after 10 o'clock yesterday morning. It happened on Gibbon Road near Interstate 82. Take a look, photos from the scene. Investigators say that SUV rolled several times before coming to a rest on its roof. There was a woman trapped inside. Fire crews quickly arrived, working to free her from the wreckage. Officials are still investigating the cause of the crash.
In Pasco, city leadership is preparing for a change at the top. Former Mayor Pete Serrano has stepped down to take on a new role as interim U.S. Attorney for Eastern Washington. That leaves Mayor Pro Tem David Milne next in line to finish out Serrano's term through December. And Milne says he's ready to step into the role possibly as soon as next Monday's City Council meeting.
And in Kennewick, Vista Field is facing some backlash after forever chemicals were detected in the soil earlier this summer. Port officials will be spending the next 3 days collecting some new soil samples. They'll be sending that out to a lab to test those contamination levels. Officials say the first round of sampling done by a private group just didn't follow the proper protocols. So they hope this new testing will provide some more accurate data.
Sunnyside City Manager Mike Gonzalez has filed a tort claim seeking damages for alleged harassment, discrimination, and retaliation claims stemming from his time on paid administrative leave.
And Benton County has been ranked the best place to raise a family in Washington State. A new report from Smart Asset looked at housing costs, school test scores, access to recreation and community centers, and child care costs. Benton County scored high on respectively affordable child care and community resources, earning the #1 spot in the state.
Getting froggy now and taking a look at what's trending. Today marks Panamanian Golden Frog Day. It's a day dedicated to raising awareness about one of the world's most endangered toads.
Okay, so take a look. These frogs are a part of a species survival plan aimed at ensuring that they have long-term survival through careful breeding and conservation efforts.
Despite their vibrant appearance, these tiny amphibians are highly toxic in the wild, potent enough to kill up to 1,200 mice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow, they are harmless under professional care. Their natural toxins help defend against predators in their native habitat. You know, usually the vibrant looking ones are always the most toxic.
Yeah.
So as soon as it popped up, I'm like, they look like scary, like lethal.
That is bad news.
Yeah, but they're pretty and they've got polka dots.
With the mice-rat situation in the Tri-Cities, maybe we need a few of those around the...
Those golden
haul them in from Chicago.
Yeah.
All right, we have changes in store for the weather.
Yes, we have rain on the way, cooler high temperatures, but first I just wanted to give a quick little recap of the fires from yesterday. The Hove fire that was burning in West Richland, it is now 100% contained. There was the Corn fire in Franklin County, that really wasn't much of anything. And then the Duff fire that's burning 7 miles to the south of Athena, 251 acres, and now 90% contained. The wind gust's going to come back for today, not going to be as strong as yesterday, already a little bit breezy. In the basin and in the foothills and in the Kittitas Valley, this will continue. Wind gusts will continue to ramp up throughout the rest of the morning and day. Right now, temperature is 60s and, well, it looks like it's just in the 60s for lower elevations, 40s in the Cascades and 50s in the Blues. Later today, cooler in comparison to yesterday. Still warm, but about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. Bottom line for the forecast, again, a big cool down for today. Hazy sunshine for today. Showers and thunderstorms coming back into the picture for Friday, but especially for Saturday, less so for Sunday and Monday. These high temperatures, seasonal, if not a little bit cooler than normal for the middle of August. And earlier this morning, I said for early August, where's the time going? Halfway through August already?
I know, don't remind me.
But football season getting a little bit closer.
I am excited for football season and, of course, back to school.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's gearing up for that.
All right, thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalley.newsnow.com.
Good Morning America is up next, and we'll, of course, be back tonight at 5 with your local news and weather.
Have a great day.